This is Sydney.
And I'm Sher. Here we are again with another challenge check-in where Sydney is reminding me why I left middle school.
Here, here.
All right, AI Dawn, get us started.
Welcome to the Seeking the Truth Challenge check-in.
But before we get into this week's challenge check-in, we will share with you a few thoughts that have been on our minds.
Your mind, not my mind. Please leave me out of this.
Our first category is Insights from Titus.
In this category, I will share with you some insights from my middle child. Recently, he asked me, have you enjoyed your 30s? And I said, yes, the 30s have been my favorite, actually, but I've heard that 40s are even better. And Titus said, I think it's going to be the 50s and the 60s that are the best, because that's when people start going on game shows. And I love that so much. I thought maybe I haven't been looking forward to the 50s and 60s like I should have.
Did I tell you I signed up for a game show? Maybe I'll be on it.
When did you sign up?
Every year.
Because you are in your 50s and 60s. You sign up every year?
No, I've never signed up for a game show.
Let's do one together.
Okay.
I'd go.
I wouldn't want to go because I don't like attention. You should do it, though.
Sure, co-host podcaster.
I know.
But that brought me to the question of what was the first televised game show? Do you know?
I have no idea.
In 1938, the first aired game show was called Spelling Bee. I didn't look up what it was about, but I have a feeling it was about spelling.
Probably right.
But then that made me wonder, when was the first time someone swore on aired television, right?
Because why wouldn't you go there? That makes perfect sense.
It was in 1965. A boxer said the F word.
On television?
Yeah.
And they couldn't beep it?
No, it was live. I think that's right. I've lost my notes, but it's something like that.
That was a good story.
Our next category is Sher shares a story.
In this category, Sher will share a story.
So last week, Sydney and I went on vacation with some of my family members, and we went to a place where you sit on your butt and you slide down on rocks in the freezing cold water. It was really fun. Part of the challenge of this is there are very slippery rocks. So as you're walking around in the water, it's a little mossy and it's really easy to slip and fall. Now, one of the things that I have always been super good at is I've had balance like a cat. I have always had super good balance.
I did not know that about you.
Well, since I've had my stroke, I have no balance, and it's super frustrating because I could not stand up. I was falling all over the place. And so I had to do something called the butt shimmy. So I'd sit on my butt, just kind of slide on my butt.
The butt shimmy.
Or I'd crawl like a little kid because I seriously was really struggling. And then the other thing is my foot. It sometimes gets unhappy when I'm doing new things that it hasn't learned since I've had my stroke. It gets tingly, kind of like it's falling asleep, but it's really weird. It's like the sensories are screwed up, and so it feels like my foot is stuck in mud. So I'm trying to walk on the rock. It's slippery, and I have lost my balance, and when I'm walking, my foot, I'm lifting it up in the water, but it felt like it was stuck in mud. So it makes it really difficult. The point of all of this is we were just getting ready to leave, and we were going to do one more little slide down on your butt, but we had to walk someplace, and I really wanted to go, but I said, go ahead and go because I am so slow. And my sweet niece, Haley, taught me something very valuable. She said, Sher, I know you want to go, and I have my hand out, and I'm ready to help you. Just take my hand and hold on to me, and it'll be fine. And I said, I know, but I don't want to slow you guys down. Just go. She goes, I'm not going to go any faster or slower whether you go or not. But if you don't accept help, you're just going to be stuck on the sideline. So just come with me. I just thought that was a really good lesson for life. If somebody is willing to help you, don't sit on the sideline. Don't be prideful and go have fun.
Haley for the win. Beautiful.
I know. Good job, Haley.
What a good woman she is.
The next category is Summer Goals.
In this category, we decided to follow up on the goals we made for the summer. Mine was to have low expectations, and I have done it. I will say the biggest thing I've accomplished is we had guests stay at our house when my house was not perfectly clean. Did I let them near the laundry room? Nope, absolutely not. But I've never in my life had guests over if our house was not perfection. And I did. It's big.
Good job, Sydney. I am still working on the summer of Ruck the Stroke. I've been doing pretty good. I'm up to 3.5 miles carrying a weighted backpack and ready to walk 12 miles by September.
I'm so impressed with that.
Thanks.
You're the very vest. Get it? Because
Yes.
it's a vest.
It's a backpack, but
You're really investing in yourself.
it's still a backpack. It's not a vest.
Shh, it doesn't work. I don't have anything for that.
Now it's time to supercharge your vocab.
And now, our word of the week. Our word of the week is collywobbles.
I really like that word,
Me
collywobble.
too.
The first thing that popped into my head was sometimes my students, the way they look at me, give me the collywobbles.
That's good.
Thanks.
Even though I feel like the word sounded happy.
Oh,
Collywobbles. It is known as butterflies in your stomach, originally used in the 1900s. It's also known as little demons that dwell in your stomach as well. Boy, the math final tomorrow really gives me the collywobbles, Billy Joe said to Sarah. I loved that word. I thought it was so
I
cute.
like that too.
Collywobbles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You give me those collywobbles.
I don't know if I like that.
Now it's time for the challenge check-in.
The challenge was to be the best liar in your neighborhood. Remember that part?
I do, and I said, you're killing me.
Yes, you did say that. Did you try?
No.
Good, because I decided neither of us or anyone in our neighborhood could ever beat Titus, who went door to door saying he can mow lawns.
Oh, yeah.
The real one, though, was to be more open-minded and accept more truth in your life and pray to God to be more open-minded, to be able to accept truth and more truth, even if it's not what you want.
I try to do this as often as I can because I'm not very smart and I get confused a lot. And sometimes I just don't understand things. And I really do pray just to have peace, and maybe eventually I'll understand it. But if not, that's okay too, as long as I can feel peace in my heart.
I've been sitting on a question and pondering on this idea that no matter who you are, you're capable of doing what anyone else has done, even the evil. There's questions maybe you don't understand. So you ponder and you sit on it and you think and you learn. And it led me to a book that has really stretched my mind and hurt my heart so much. It's called Ordinary Men. And it's about men in World War II who were just everyday, average, middle-class men who were eventually some of the worst men during World War II and did the worst things to people. And I think that sometimes truth hurts, like Lizzo said. But really, I really have dived into a question I did not understand. And honestly, truth I don't want to accept. I do not want to accept that ordinary men and women are capable of doing horrible things. And in this journey of trying to understand how and if this is true, I'm going to share with you what I've discovered, Sher. In my deep dive into, can good people do horrible things to other people? The answer is yes. But do you know what came to me as I've been praying and pondering on this? Is that good people are capable of doing extraordinary things. If we are capable of doing bad and the worst, then we are capable of being the best of the best too.
That's really good advice and very true. That is why I often say, as I'm getting my judgmental pants on, I always have a thought come to me, but by the grace of God go I, because I might be next. So I always pray that I will have strength.
Look at us. We wrapped this up nicely. That was beautiful. Let's stop while we're ahead. Have a great week.